Welcome everyone to the NK1 show. Usually
Okay, I
brought to
don't
you by
think there's a
Brother,
problem with it.
but in this instance, we are hosting it, Zizi,
Okay,
and we're talking about Brotherhood. Brotherhood Part 2, it talks about a lot of things, but I don't know about Brotherhood. We're going to learn more what it entails, what it means, how they've been doing it, and why are they doing it, and should
wait,
you be
before you
doing
press the live button, why is Mr. Mthembu
it?
opening his eyes so wide? Seemingly
So,
he's surprised. More like he
so,
was just told in a minute ago that he's gonna be our guest.
so, so let's do this. Okay. With me, it's Brother Neo and Bongani. I just want them to just give a brief introduction of themselves. I think you know them already, but let's talk to them as humans now, as brothers or as individuals. Let's forget about Brother Neo, you running the NK1 show. Who are you actually? Bongani, let's forget about your work and you whatever. Who are you? Okay, so let's start from there, guys. Who are you and why are you in this partnership called Brotherhood? Yes, but I know you can start.
Good people. It's your boy Brada Nxewu. You guys all know me today. It's NK1 Show Party 20, guys. I'm the host. So I've got no rights, guys. I've got no power and authority. I'm just a guest. Thank you, Mr. Tawanda, for hosting me, sir. In NK1 Show. It's a privilege and honor to be here, guys. To come and share my story. I'm always hearing people's story, asking them questions. Today's my turn, guys. We are here speaking about brotherhood. So yeah, don't expect much from me, guys. You know me. I'm a person who is very, very worthless. Danko.
Yes, worthless. We're going to try and interrogate that. Yes, Brother Bongani, talk to us.
Hey, Brada Tawanda, greetings, evening to everyone. And thank you very much for being hosted in this NK1 show. It's an honor. I've been hosted on several occasions, but I think now having to be hosted by Brother Tawanda and actually having to face to Brada Nxewu as actually the CEO of NK1 show. It's an honor, it's a privilege. Yeah, so basically, Bongani, it's a very simple guy. Bongani Mthembu, a father of two daughters, and a husband to one wife. And basically, I'm a resident of Ethekwini. And yeah, I'm a person that love exercising. I'm a person that loves to speak about business. I'm a person that loves to socialize in something that will actually add value. To the people within that conversation. I'm a person that I run away from from circles that really does not develop anyone. So that's why today I don't have a so-called okay, let me just stand there. Let me just stop there before I go on. But yeah, I think the show will actually interrogate some questions as well. So over to you, Mr. Tawanda.
Yes. Thank you. And obviously, with any show, we need to put a bit of glitter and a little of glamour. And the host is with me. When you find anything, because when there's brotherhood, there can also be fights, but you need someone to calm us down. And that is why we got the Zuzi. Zuzi, say hi to people if you can.
Probably she still have a network problem. I'm not sure.
Still having a network problem. I can see that she's moving a bit. But anyway, so back to you guys. There's something that you both mentioned, and I really want to understand this. Where and how did this brotherhood start? Where and how? I know you, two gentlemen, and it is just something that is amazing. I've seen you, I've seen how you click, I've seen how you work, but where and how did it all start?
Okay,
Hi
maybe
everyone, I am Miss Kumalo. I'm all the way from Hamel State.
Okay, thanks, Susie. Are you with us now? Can you listen? Are you hearing us? No?
yeah, probably maybe the network is
Yeah,
on and off. But back
it's
to your
on and off.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to
Okay.
your question, Brother Tawanda. I think maybe for me, Brada Nxewu, yeah, it's a man of God, and I'm also a man of God as well. So basically, we met in church in the house of God. Yeah, so that's how we actually knew each other. And I think, knowing each other in the house of God, it's one very privilege or rare, circumstances, because most people, they make friendships. It's either at the soccer stadiums or mashibini, those pub, and shisanyama and all that. But for us, I think it's different. We actually knew each other, from the house of God, and then we then took it outside, where we then had to socialize outside of church as well, because we felt that, what, there is a connection, there's this brotherhood between the two of us, and I think more especially if you are able to gain and learn and grow from a person, and vice versa, you are also able to share experiences and life experiences, especially, as well as developing experiences, because I think that for me is the most important thing. We need to develop each other, we need to grow together. So I think Brada Nxewu, that's how we actually had that connection, because it's a person that when we speak about things that actually are very much self-developing to one another. And I believe in that, because for me, we cannot be friends or we cannot be brothers if I do not benefit from you and you do not benefit from me. It does not have to be monetary benefits, but it has to be something that has to actually make me grow as a man, as a young man. And also you need to benefit from me as well, because I'm also sharing experiences that I have had, to avoid you to also probably maybe making same mistakes that I've made. So I think, there's that connection in that sense. But I'll hand over to Brother Nxewu to also just say his part as well.
Yes, but I know. Please, can you tell us? Is it true that you actually met in church? It's okay, guys. You need to be honest. Might have been in a shabini. It's okay. But is it true that you actually met in church? And how did you then start to speak?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Tawanda, for the opportunity once again. Yeah, guys, myself and Bongani, we met at church. I think it was 2018. Yeah, it was 2018 when we met at church. Like everyone, when you meet at church, you always, after church, you always go to shake hands like normal. But when it came to Ubongani, we shake hands and it didn't just end there. You see, so there was this link, there was this connection that we had, of which it was not easy for us to just ignore, because we kept on having this small conversation after church. Positive, it's always about positive stuff, as he was saying, self-development, developing each other. And then that's where I saw a friend until it went to a higher dimension, calling him my brother. So yeah, we met at church, we used to talk, and I was inspired the way he used to love his family. This guy was the only person you will see during the church service. He is with his wife and his two daughters. Every time when I see this man at church, his wife and two daughters, I was like, man, I have that guy. I like that guy. The way he is, he always puts his family first. I'm a person I love my family. I still got the family that I come from. I haven't a family that I've made already or created. I just have a family that I came from. So when I saw someone who has a family that he has created, taking it as a priority, at church, they're always together. They're always running together. They always doing outings together. You will never see Ubongani going out with Amachita and mixing himself with a lot of people. No, you will always see Ubongani with his wife and his two daughters. He loves his daughters. So all these things I used to like see on Bongani and say, you know what, this guy is actually inspiring me. Not knowing when I come closer to this guy, oops, sorry guys, not shedding. Not knowing when I come close to this guy, there's something that I'm gonna learn. So we kept on having this small conversation until I don't even know how we ended up changing our numbers. I don't even remember how we started our conversation on WhatsApp, and then boom, we called each other brothers, and then yeah, there's still more to share about. Just waiting on you, Mr. Host.
Okay, so this is quite interesting what you're saying, and I think one thing that strike me the most is I know that you is it true, you know, when people say brotherhood, you know, it's also covering people's or your own brother, you know. When you were saying, you know, he loves his family, he loves his two daughters, etc., etc., are those things that are genuinely coming out of your heart, or it is the brotherhood? You know, is brotherhood lying to protect each other? Is brotherhood, what is brotherhood to you, Bongan? Okay, what is brotherhood? Because right now I know that maybe Bongani's wife might be watching, and when he hears you saying, no, Bongani loves his wife, is that paid media or it's something that is genuine? So what are the boundaries of brotherhood? What are the do's and don'ts of brotherhood according to you, Bongani? Then I move the question back to Brother Nxewu.
Yeah, no, thanks for that question. I think I'm also inspired. You know, sometimes you might be doing things like, for example, you know, just loving your family. For example, you know, it's come naturally. You have to love your family. You have to love your wife. You have to love your kids. You know, so when you're doing such, you are not actually realizing that you're actually an inspiration to other people. You know, of which what Brada Nxewu is saying, it's actually very humbling as well. You know, it's very, very humbling because, you know, you might be doing what you're supposed to be doing and what you love doing, and then, you know, on the other hand, you're actually inspiring other people around you. You know, so I'm quite you know, humbled by that. Yeah. So yeah, I think what Brother Nxewu said, you know, 100%. I think the way he observed things in terms of me loving my daughters, that's one thing that's really you know, it's 100% correct. You know, I think his observation is just on point on that one. You know, so yeah, I think that the issue of brotherhood, it's where you can trust each other. It's where you can trust each other, Brother Tawanda, whereby you can trust each other. You know that someone's got your back. You know, this guy called Brada Nxewu, it might not be someone that we meet every weekend, but it's someone that I think I can actually run to, or actually just give a call to say, hey, my brother, there's a challenge here, you know, and it's someone that you can trust. And, you know, this thing of brotherhood sometimes it's very, 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 how can I say it? It's a very sacred thing, and it's a very, very, it's something that sometimes you cannot even explain it, because you might not even have that brotherhood with your own blood brothers. And in isiZulu we say, ngesizulu we say, abantu abadala, the elders used to say, go out, my son, you will find your brothers out there. Like you'll find your brothers in the streets. You know, that I think that saying, it was wisdom at its highest level, because really it's a fact. Because sometimes you might have brothers, but sometimes there is that brotherhood that you would have from with someone that is not even related to you, not even you know, blood related, but you would find that connection, that mutual respect. Because I think this thing, the foundation of brotherhood, it for me, my opinion, it lies on the foundation of mutual respect and that mutual respect, it is brewed by that connection whereby you'll both parties, you're always looking for the best for each other, and you're able to actually exchange brilliant and developing ideas so that each person can actually develop. It's not about us talking about things that really does not make a difference, because you will find people having, a caucus, and you think, from a distance, hey, these people are really must be talking about something that will explode, something that will change people's life. And meanwhile, when you actually come closer, these people are talking crap. Mind my French. So sometimes it's really, really important that you surround yourself with people that you feel comfortable, you feel safe, for a fact that that person has got your back. You do not have to have a team of people. It can be an individual. It can be two people. And I think it's very, very important. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Bongan. I'll stop you there. But I know what do you have to add in terms of what Bongani was mentioning? Bongani has mentioned the issues of trust. He has mentioned the issues of trust. He has mentioned the issues of someone who you feel like you're growing together, adds value to your life.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else do you think is in this brotherhood? Just in general, like what is brotherhood?
Okay. On my own perspective, I would say when we speak about brotherhood, we are talking about a comradeship. We are speaking about a kinship. We are speaking about a high dimension of a friendship that has graduated from friend to being a brother. They always say blood is thicker than water. But the issue is when you are thirsty, you need water, not blood. For your blood to flow, for your blood to cleanse, you need water. So I always say, yes, blood is thicker than water. My brother, that I was born with, my mother and my father, that's my brother. But now I need someone from outside. As Bongani was saying, these are your brothers. But go out there to the street, you will meet more real brothers. You see? So brotherhood, when you speak about brotherhood, there's someone who mentioned a very, very powerful thing about brotherhood. When he splitted and separated the two words, brother and the hood. We all know the hoodie jacket. That person said, when we're wearing the hood jacket, the reason why it said hoodie jacket is because there's this head called hood. It covers you. So having someone who covers your shame, who knows your shame, but covers your shame, that's a brotherhood. That's not that's no longer your friend. A friend can never reach into a situation where you maybe you in a shame and you will cover it. A friend will never cover you. A friend will expose you. There's this thing. The reason why we say brotherhood, the reason why I always say Bongani is my brother is because a brother, we find a brother from a family. In a friend, when you spell a friend, it's FRIEND. Boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend. All these names got the word end at the end. But now the brother is falls under the family, of which family ends with ILY, of which is I love you. A person from your family, no matter what situation, no matter what the circumstances, that person will never neglect you. That person will never throw you away. That person will never reject you in the times of need. So brotherhood, when we speak of brotherhood, we speak of someone you call a friend, but someone that you can trust. Someone, as Bongani said, when you're in need, you don't know who to contact. You run to that person, not because that person has the help. You trust that person because, Tawanda nowadays, even if, let me just make a simple example. If you are short of money, you can't just go and borrow money to anyone. There are people who will borrow money too, and then they will like, Brada Nxewu, he's writing, he's doing these things, but he's still borrowing money. You see, but when we speak of brotherhood, we are speaking of a relationship with more than love, which is more than love, trust. Because in a relationship, I'm not talking about a boyfriend and a girlfriend and a wife, but I'm talking a relationship as a whole. In a relationship, love is not enough. But a relationship is built with a lot of things. There are a lot of spices to add to build a relationship. The main one is trust. So when you have someone, a friend that you can trust, then that person is your brother.
Okay, so I want to throw a question. You know, this is not obviously related to you two guys, but as you're speaking, you know, you're hammering the issues of trust, building, whatever, etc., etc. Okay, and I think you are in this world that we are all living in right now, where you wake up one day and you then what is happening, or what is the problem with brotherhood that has gotten to an extent that you find that we are hearing so many cases where a best friend of another person then sleeps with the wife or the girlfriend of the other one. They were claiming that they were brothers, you know, brotherhood. They've been they've been in this bromanship for the past 20 years, but issues then come out that Bongani has slept with Brada Nxewu's girlfriend, or Brada Nxewu has slept with his wife. How do we get there as brothers?
Good question, Brother Tawanda. You see, that one is a very, very crucial and very important one. You know, even your own blood brother, unfortunately, you cannot trust in when it comes to your wife, especially, and your girl children. Truly speaking, I think we are in a world where even fathers, they are doing something that is satanic, sleeping with their own daughters. So how can you then trust someone else, even if it's your own blood brother or it's a brotherhood? You see, that's, for me, it's something that you can't trust. You can't trust. Because why do I say that? The issue of trust, it's all well and good, but I think it's very important to trust, but also you cannot be careless in the trust that you're trusting someone. You understand? I think I can trust Brada Nxewu with my car, with my house, everything, other things. But there's a certain level of trust. It's a fact that, according to me, you know, it's something that's just, I think, yeah. Because at the end of the day, we are humans. You know, in the days that we are living in now, you can't even trust your own pastor. The man of God. You can't trust the man of God with your own wife. You can't. You'll be foolish and you'll be immature to do that. You can't.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
Yeah.
I see that you're passionate about this topic. Okay, let me pause you for now, Bongan, and hear from Brada Nxewu. Why are we now here, where we are now sleeping with our brothers' wives? I agree with Bongani.
I agree with Bongani. I 100% behind what Bongani is saying. You can trust your brother with anything, but you can't trust your brother with your wife. You see, because you know there are some people whom you can trust with everything, and they can be trustworthy on that. But you know, the only weakness of all men is women. The weakness of all men is women. So even if, no matter how I trust you, but I can never trust with my wife. What Bongani is saying is very right. I can trust with my house, I can trust you with my finances, my car. I can trust you with everything that I can share with you. But when it comes to a wife, it's another thing. I can't trust anyone with my wife. Not because I'm saying I don't trust Bongani, but simply because I don't want to give that gap for him to maybe to even discover more things to my wife. I'm not saying Bongani can do that, but as we are human, we are not perfect. You see, sin starts by looking. Sin starts by looking. So not trusting my brother or not trusting my friend with my wife.
Is but now
I think it's a network issue.
The network issue.
Yeah, I think you see, Brother Tawanda.
Am I still audible, guys?
Okay, yeah. Now you are. Now you're back. I think brother Bongani wanted to add another twist. We can continue as we wait for him to rejoin.
Yeah, no, Chief. I think these questions that you are asking, they're very, very important because if people claim, like we are saying we are brothers, there is this brotherhood. I think the questions that you are asking, they're very, very important, to really weigh and not so that we do not mislead the public, because these questions that you are asking, I think the viewers, they asking themselves the very same questions. If really these guys are claiming to be brotherhood, how far can they go in their brotherhood trust? And yet we were talking about trust. So I like these questions, and I'm glad because between the two of us, myself and Brada Nxewu, we're brutally honest. We cannot fake and mimic and dramatize this thing as if it's a written script, but we're being brutally honest. That's the most important thing.
So which then leads me now to a question. Okay, we're building on this. Okay, we're building on this. But then, Brother Nxewu, what are two things that that if you do this, Bongani would be super angry? Like that if you do this to Bongani, you are not going to be handled with his gloves. He's going to either disband you or throw you away. Okay, what are those two things?
Okay, number one, Bongani is a very strict and a straight person. So if I were, let me just make an example so that you guys can see what I'm trying to mean. Number one is gonna be an example so everyone can try to interpret it on their own perception. So fall in love with a woman, maybe for years, and then when I decide to get married, and then boom, get married to an unknown woman that I've never been seen with. That I know Bongani will distance himself from me because he will see that I'm not a serious person. I am a person who hurts people. Bongani doesn't like to hurt people. He is a straight person. He is very, very strict. Number two, maybe if I can change my behavior. Bongani, the reason why you will never see Bongani with other people, with other gents, maybe chilling with other gents or going out with other people, other group of men, it's simply because he is a person who minds himself, he has manners, he is very mature. So if I were to maybe sin on social media, maybe posting porn, maybe doing drugs, getting drunk, you see all these things that can ruin my reputation. That I know Bongani will distance himself from me because I know the type of a person he is. You see, even if I call Bongani, I know he's a very busy man. When I call him, I get straight to the point. My bro, Velas, how you doing, man? Hey, those right, sure, man. This is the story, and then you get on top of it. Even on WhatsApp, you don't like to be greeted. Hi, how you doing? How was it? No. This man is very busy. He always wants things to the north. You say so. I think those two things can make Bongani to friend me and say, hey, so, you know what, Brada Nxewu, I don't think we can be brothers because you're not fit to be part of my life because of 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. All right. Over to you, Bongani. What are the 2 things that you know that if you want your relationship to end with Brother Nxewu, those are the 2 things?
Yeah, I think for me, with Brada Nxewu, first and foremost, if I were to do something that he will discover that, you know what, this guy is no more a child of God, be it probably, you know, now it's either I'm carrying snakes. I've got snake now. This guy that's, you know, doing well, and eventually he finds out that, you know what, this wealth of Bongani, the so-called brother of mine, and you know, it's not godly. You know, that's one thing that he will say, I'm done with this chef. I'm done. You know, that's one thing, because he's a child of God. He believe in God. So and the way we do things, it should be godly. You know, and I learn a lot as well, you know, from him in terms of, you know, the way he is so attached to the word of God. You know, sometimes, you know, you learn a lot, but you know, I think that's the most important thing. You know, seeing this guy loving God and being, you know, a child of God, I think it's also an inspiration as well to me. Yeah. So that's one thing. If I were to actually have wealth that is not godly, he will say, no, I'm done with this chief. Secondly, I think, you know, he's a very, very straight talker, very respectful. I think if I were to disrespect him, not show him the respect that he knows that it's genuine respect that I give him, that he gives me. The day I decide, okay, now I'm playing or acting as a guy that does not respect him, for sure, he's a guy that's got respect. He can take so much, and then he will say, okay, I think now this guy needs to be praised because probably now he's at a stage where he's married, where he's you know, this and this and that, and then he's losing respect. So I think respect is key. And if you know, I were not to give him that respect that I have as a brother, and secondly, if I were to now, if he was to see me now wealthy, but then for him to find out that this is not godly, that relationship will be gone.
Okay.
And
Okay. Thanks.
add,
Thanks, Mohan. I think as I move forward, but my questions are always evolving. Okay, all right. How far, you know, there are something that, but I just mentioned in terms of the hood. You know, he gave a very good example of the hood and says the hood it's covering. You know, it's covering, protecting. Okay, so how far should we be protecting? I'll give you an example. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll give one example to you, brother. Now, then another to you. Okay, this is a situation to you, brother Mel. Bongani is in a fix. Okay, he has been chowing most of the money. He's been doing some form of, I don't know what he was doing with money. The wife is not aware. The family is not aware. He's thinking, okay, and soon he might be arrested. Okay, you are fully aware of this because he has now told you that, my brother, this is my situation. Okay, and you are aware that if his wife finds out, you know, they can find a solution, you know, together. But brother Bongani has insisted that you do not mention anything to anyone, because right now he's trying to fix it himself. But you know that he's never going to fix this because he has dug a deep hole. Okay, what would you do to help your brother? How should a brother help his other brother in that situation?
well, I'm glad you gave an example that is linked to business because we are speaking to a businessman here. So what I would do, I would sit down with him because he's my brother. I can't just go and expose him to his wife if the wife is unaware of it. So as my brother, what I would do, the sacrifice I would do is I would give him maybe the money that would be enough to start any business. I will give him a capital. But first, I will rebuke him for what he did, because he's a family man. He should be using money wisely always, because whatever that he does, he must always put his family first, as he always do. So what I will do is I will rebuke him and then tell him how he flopped. But doing that, I will also come with a solution. You know what, my brother, you messed up, but it doesn't change that to my brother. Here's maybe 5,000. I'm borrowing this money. I'm not rushing this money. I'm going to give you this money. When you write it and you recover, please bring back this money. Start any business. You're a businessman. Make some plans. Recover this money. Because I don't want your family to starve. I don't want your kids to starve because of your mistake. So what I would do to cover him as my brother, I would give him money. Say, my brother, there's a 5,000 from my savings. Please start a business or carry on with your business until you recover. When you see that, okay, now you financial stable, you're okay, then you can bring that money to me. And please, bro, never do it again.
Okay, right. So it's building, yeah? And I really want us to be clear on this one. I've got follow-up questions on what I've actually asked. Now, Bongani, okay, your situation is, Brada Nxewu has got another child who he has never mentioned to you, but now you just find out simply because you are out at church, but there's this number that's always calling. You then answer the call, then you hear that, okay, it's an 18-year-old child who is saying, Brada Nxewu is my father. Okay, you had no recollection. The wife is not even aware as well that there is a child who is at that age. What should a brother do when we are now saying we are in this brotherhood?
Yeah, no, excellent question, Chief. I think for me, such stories, we know it has been happening for years. Like our fathers and forefathers, we know that some of us, we've realized that we have brothers that we never knew, so such things, they happen, and we cannot now, I cannot, now decide that, what, I have to probably, decide to say, guy, as my brother, you cannot be having kids all over, judging him to be blunt. I cannot judge him. However, I think the most important thing, it's a matter of now, would say, okay, my brother, I picked up the call. Someone said you are the father, and I believe you are aware of that. Yes or no? Yes, my brother, that is true. Okay, my brother. Okay, can we have a chance so that we can discuss this? Because it's also a shock to me. I would like to know more what is happening, because you are my brother. I'm not being curious, but I think you owe me that sort of like explanation, because now I've heard, it has come to my attention. Now, when he explains to me the story, no, I will be trusting him to tell me a full story, because with Brotherhood, I believe that he will do that. After me understanding the story, then I think then we have to draft a way forward to say, okay, how do you present this to your wife, to your partner? Because these things, they do happen. It wouldn't be him, this thing, it has started with him. This thing has happened for years. Our forefathers, this thing has happened. So that when we discuss, we're trying to have a plan to say, how do we approach this situation and address this to his partner? And before we even go to the partner, I think the most important thing, the family should know it. The family, immediately the day he addresses this issue to his family, the very same day he has to address the issue to his wife / partner. Why do I say that? Because if it goes to the family, then the following day or after a week, then he tells his wife, then it becomes a problem because the wife might feel, oh, the priorities were not straight. Why was the family first and she was last? But at least if everything happens within that same day, it's good enough. And I think as a brother, I can also avail myself to say, okay, when it's time for you to actually say this or mention this or address this issue to your wife, if you trust or if you believe or if you need me to accompany you, I think I'm available. The reason why so, because obviously the way I carry myself, I should be in a good standing with how his wife / partner sees me. You know, if obviously I'm a bad person, then it's a wrong. He would be bringing the wrong person, because he will be like bringing petrol to the fire to say, hey, you can't bring this guy. I know him and the stories, you know.
Yeah.
But at least if the wife respects me, then there is a room for her to listen to the story of my brother. I won't explain what is happening. He will have to explain himself, and then I will be there as the mediator to try and calm the situation so that it doesn't actually explode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm loving your responses, guys. You know, it's like you have rehearsed these responses, and it's good. It's good that we are moving together. So how do you then manage conflict, or how are you managing conflict between you two? Definitely, you can't be agreeing about everything. If you are agreeing with everything, it simply means that somebody is being what's the word? You know, somebody is compromising more than the other. Okay, right. So how do you deal with conflict? Have you ever been in conflict? If you can you share one example? If you can, if not, it's okay.
You know, maybe I can just go first. With my guy, I don't remember having a conflict where we couldn't meet an agreement. However, misunderstandings are natural. You know, it's good, it's healthy to have misunderstanding, but I think it's very important, if you'll misunderstand each other, then the listening skill needs to come to effect. Because if I misunderstand him, I need to listen. Why does he state, or why did he act that way? After listening to that, then it will bring me back to see things through his lenses, because I might not see things through his lenses, but if I give a chance to understand, then I'll be actually putting myself to his shoes, and vice versa as well. So I think the issue of conflicts, it requires highly matured people, and the issue of approach. How do you approach an argument, or how do you approach a misunderstanding? You know, it's many things. For example, the facial expression says a lot before I even utter any word.
Okay.
For me
so wait, Bongani. So, but I know, does he have a facial expression when he's angry? Does Bongani have a facial expression when he's angry?
You see, this man is a very, very good guy. But you see, when he's angry, the first time I saw Bongani was getting angry, it was we were on a flight. We were going to, I don't know where we come. No, we were going to Johannesburg for the second time. Yeah, was it for the first time? No, for the first time. Going for GSA for the first time. There's this white guy came. He just, I don't know what he did to Bongani, or he did it to someone else, and then it affected Bongani, and then he said something to Bongani. Yo, my man, you know when someone gets angry and he gives that special expression, and you can't even cool him down. I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna leave him until he comes to me, and then he cools down, then we can talk.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I
So to
remember
cut
that
you off.
one.
So
Yeah.
were you afraid of Bongani then? When you saw him, that were you afraid of Bongani?
Bro,
Yeah, I remember that
if you
one.
can if you can see the lion roar, won't you be afraid?
Hey, Chief, you see that one? I remember that one. Can I just share the story? You know, we go into the flight, and then we putting our our luggage in the luggage what you call shelves,
Yeah,
yeah. And then this white boy, apparently
Yeah.
his laptop bag is in there already. And then I'm putting my laptop bag as well. Hey, this boy, he just say, hey, he just said, hey man, how can you put your bag like this? Hey, you're gonna break my laptop. I said, hey boy, don't come here with that attitude. You know, he literally stood up. Hey, Chief, I wanted to finish that boy, man. But I saw that, you know what, if I finish him, the problem is that I won't actually be able to go to my destination. I said, listen here, boy, listen here. I'm smart, I'm stupid. I put this is also a laptop bag. How can I destroy your laptop bag with my laptop bag? It doesn't make sense. Don't come here with that white tendency here. Hey, I told him straight, and the flight was packed like this. Here. I said, don't come with that white tendency, boy. We'll take it outside, and I'll finish you. Hey, I was angry. Hey.
No, we are sorry, we are sorry, brother Bongani. We are sorry. Okay. But even
Hey.
I'm now feeling it. Okay, all right. But Bongani, have you ever seen the Brada Nxewu angry?
You see, this guy, it's really difficult to see him angry because he's a person that smiles a lot, and unfortunately I'm not like him. You know, he's a person that jokes around. You know, he speaks to everyone. You know, but it's very difficult to see him angry. I've actually have never seen him angry. I think when it's come to his anger management, I think he does exceptionally well. It's something that probably I can learn from him. I know it's gonna take quite a long time for me to actually learn that because no, I think he does exceptionally well on that part.
Okay.
Yeah, and he did calm me down. Maybe he forgot. He did calm me down because I was actually approaching that young boy, and fortunately, when we were entering the flight, he was behind me, and then I'm putting my luggage. When I turn around, because that's where the argument was, it was literally, I think, 2 seats away behind him. So he was sort of like blocking me not to go to this young boy.
Okay. Okay. So I want to throw. You know, the good thing about being a strong follower of the NK1 show is that you hear certain shows, you know, episodes that happen. I'm going to ask you a question that if you still remember Sisterhood, there was a session where you did Sisterhood, and I think you were doing with Zama and Chrissy, and you asked them to say, would you marry each other? You know, would you marry each other? Okay, and they said yes. Is that the same in Brotherhood? Is there like an expectation like that? If all things were equal, do you think you might be partners? Like, would you marry each other?
For us in Brotherhood, because we men, it's difficult to say because the relationship between Brotherhood and Sisterhood is totally different. You know, females, their relationship is too cozy. Like when the two ladies or the two sisters are best friends, they hug each other, they kiss each other, you know, they sleep together, like even cuddle together. But when it comes to us, to men, we are very serious. So we don't do those things. But it's all about the brain being together, thinking forward, growing each other, developing each other, and always be there for each other as brothers. So it would be very difficult to say that because we men, we know men. So yeah, I think it would be very difficult to say that because now I'm a man and he's a man, so he don't have that wife material character. But if I was a lady and he was a lady, and then I would think myself as a man, I would like, hey, I would marry my best friend. So it's very difficult to say that. You see?
You know, I really like how you struggle to answer that question.
I can see as well.
Bongani, what's the take? Because I know Bongani. You know, this is the beauty about this show. You cannot say, "Yeah, Tawanda, I'm not going to answer that." You are going to answer it. Would you marry Brada Nxewu as brothers?
No.
Would you marry Brada Nxewu?
Listen, Chief. You know, Brada Nxewu has responded perfectly on this one. Has responded perfectly on this one because we don't have this Somizian thing, you know. So we're very strict men, you know. Yeah. So and we are, you know, rare Zulu men, you know.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah, please, please, Mr. Host, don't come with your tricky questions. Please, not allowed. It's not acceptable.
You know, I have a list of questions, and this one I was like, this one I'm going to answer it just to put them in an awkward position. But anyway, you know, okay. So let's go back, you know, to what are some of them if your younger brother then comes to you and says, my brother Bongani, you know what, I really adore the relationship that you have with Brada Nxewu, okay? What is it? Give me pointers on the good things about your relationship with Brada Nxewu, okay? And Brada Nxewu, obviously, with Bongani. This one you can give me like the top 4 things to say, you know what, in my relationship with Brada Nxewu, you know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 things that are uniquely directed to him, and Bongani, which is a direct link to you as well. So it may be, but now you can start by giving 4 things, then the Bongani follows.
Yeah. Okay, that's a very good one, Chief. That's a very, very good one. It might, like, if there are brothers watching out there, maybe they might be inspired, and then they emphasize the thing of brotherhood, because brotherhood is all about men coming together, an association of men having one mind and one goal. If people are together and have different goals, they can't make it. But they have to be in one mind and have one goal. Even if the dreams are different, but you can have the same goal. So, answering your question, number 1, what I will tell my younger brother, it's believing in someone. You know, when you have someone who believes in you more than you believe in yourself, that is priceless. That is very inspiring. That is motivating. That is uplifting. Bongani believes in me. Bongani will tell me, and say, Chief, hey, you are very, very powerful. You know, Bongani will tell people in front of me, will tell people, and say, hey, this guy, is very young, but he's very smart and intelligent. That's why I like him. You know, hearing someone speaking highly of you in front of a lot of people, even imagine in your downfall, someone speaking highly of you. So, number 1, when someone believes in you, make sure you never depart from those people. Number 2, when someone gives you brotherly love that you never received before. Me, I have a lot of brothers in my family, but I've never received the love that I'm receiving from Bongani. So it's exceeding love. Number 2 is exceeding love. When I speak about exceeding love, I'm speaking about someone who loves you, not just tell you that he loves you, but shows you that, hey, I love you, bro, as my brother. I love you as my friend. You see, number 3, someone who wants to see you prosper. Bongani has always, when Bongani always has opportunities, he always thinks of me. So that's a sign of Bongani wanting to see me prospering in life. That's a sign of Bongani seeing me, wanting to see me winning. So when you have someone who wants to see you win in life, bro, keep that person in your life. They are very rare. That is a rare breed. They are very rare people who want to see you win in life. You have people who are very close to you, but those people want to bring you down. If I can tell you, Tawanda, the reason why your enemies knows about you is because it's the people who are very close to you. That your enemy, how does your enemy know so much about you? It's because of your close people. So when you have someone who wants to win, who share ideas with you, when you see someone that gets happy when you win, and if he is winning, bro, that is priceless. That is a blessing. That is a rare blessing. That's not even luck, but it's a blessing. That is the abundance. That is the overflow. That's number 3. And then number 4, when you have someone who mentors you, not direct, but even if it's indirect, when you have someone who always utters your steps, bro, this is the way you should take. This is how you should do things, business-wise. You see, person who always wants you to be in business, a person who always wants you to see, who always wants to see you doing good in life. A person who celebrates you. You see when you have someone who celebrates you, hey, when you share, say, my bro, hey, I'm trying to do this at my home. I'm trying to I'm trying to do this for my mom. He always celebrate and encourage you. That is number 4. Someone who always encourage you and celebrate you. Those people are for keep. Thank you.
Thanks, Brada. Over to you, Bongani. Do not reflect on what he said. Just answer the 4. Then we're going to zip up with that reflection. Yeah.
But Chief, as the host, what if he has said 80% and I'm left with 20% to say? Because
Make a plan.
Chief, it's 4 for Brada Nxewu, okay? So you can repeat. It's okay. You can repeat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me, Brada Nxewu has said a mouthful, Baba. Has said a mouthful, and you know the issue of really the respect, the encouragement, and there's nothing so encouraging to speak to a dreamer. When you hear the dreams of Brada Nxewu, you see that no, these are not just dreams for a person that's just want to dream because we were told growing up that you need to have a dream and you need to work towards your dream. But it's a dream that really challenges even even a person that's already in a position where they have many things. So this guy is a dreamer. I'm inspired by the way he dreams. He doesn't dream, as far as his nose, as far as his face, but he dreams something that it also shocks you as well when you listen to his dreams. That's why there's a saying that if your dream does not shock you, it's not a dream. That's exactly this guy's dream. It's a dream that shocks him. It also shocked the person listening to the dream as well. So, being around such a person, it's very inspirational because it also makes you as well to focus and dream, really feel that, what, dreams are not just things that I hear, but dreams are something that possibly that are beyond our reach, beyond the sky. People always say the sky is the limit, but basically the sky is not the limit. So if you can dream so far, so it's the respect and the mutual respect, the way he's a dreamer, he shocks you when you listen to his streams. I can even, mention, think about the building that's, at one stage he said, the George Khalif is the largest building on earth in Dubai. This guy, okay, apparently, Elon said he's gonna build something that is times 3 bigger than the George Khalif building. Now, this guy, he said something out of the blue. He said something that blew my mind, So I won't dwell on that, but and what I also liked the most, the building that he mentioned. For him, he was very precise in terms of it's going to be a building that will be built, and God, the creator of heaven and earth, will be the center of that building. So he knows that whatever dreams he has to put God first, So yeah, I think he's one unique guy in many ways, Chief. Yeah.
Okay, right. I know that we are now at the top of the hour, but we just want to wrap up with the 2 last questions. Okay, and I think the first one is maybe I'll start with you, like Bongani. Okay, what were your reflections when you then were listening to Brada Nxewu say the 4 things? Have you ever spoken to that depth, or maybe this was the first time, and maybe the only time was maybe when you are now 6 feet under? That's when you're going to hear these things. What did you feel as you were speaking? Do we appreciate each other as brotherhood whilst we are alive? To say, man, I love you so much, and this is why I love you. Yes.
Yeah. Chief, I think a very, very important question that you just asked. This question is very, very important amongst other questions that we have just asked. Because really, most people, they share these important things when someone is 6 feet under. And the person that they're sharing to, unfortunately, that person is no more to actually appreciate and see. So I think I'm in a space where I really appreciate my brother, and now it's sort of like a mirror, a reflection to see, okay, this is how Brada Nxewu sees me. So it's very, very encouraging. And yes, Chief, it's the first time we actually having this engagement, and it's the first time hearing 95% of what he said. 95% of what he said today is the first time. Probably 5%, he said it when we were in Joburg.
Okay,
yeah, you remember when we were in the class, To me, I was like, oh, okay, I was sort of like shocked, but I said, oh, okay, but I think now, since we're in this show, I've just, said, I really appreciate.
Yes, Brother Neo, what's your take? You heard what Brother Bongani said about you. Is this also the first time? Like, how are you feeling about that?
It's not the first time. It's touching, at the same time inspiring. When you hear someone speaking highly of you, you see. So Bongani is someone who is used to it. Even if we're together, we always talk about these things, even though we don't go deeper, but we always like speak about these things. So it always touches me and inspires me. You see, I remember last year, towards the end of last year, when I shared a post appreciating Bongani on Facebook, it inspired a lot of people, because I first posted, guys, why don't we appreciate people while they're still alive, where they can see and feel it, rather than posting when someone is dead? They don't see it, they don't feel it, it's just nothing. So when you are being appreciated while you're still alive, where you can feel and see, it's just touching and inspiring for you, whatever else you are inspiring with, to do more, to put more effort, add more passion. You see, so when you hear someone speaking like this, about you. It's just touching. You see, it just makes you want to do more. It makes you want to add on what you are doing to people. So I appreciate this proof. I appreciate it because Tawanda, I wouldn't know you if it wasn't for Bongani. Bongani is the reason I had my first flight in my whole life. I had my first flight through Bongani. So I wouldn't meet people from Zambia, people from Limpopo, Cape Town. I wouldn't know Chrissy, I wouldn't know Zam, I wouldn't know Tawanda, I wouldn't know a lot of people. But because of Bongani. So it's touching and yeah, it's inspiring a lot.
Perfect. Then lastly, my last question is mostly around the issues of mental health within brotherhood, especially men. The notion of boys don't cry, men don't cry, and I know Zulu men will be saying Zulu men don't cry. Do we still, in your brotherhood, do you even if you are advising people in brotherhood, what would you say? Do we still stick to that gun to say even the Brother Bongani, you cannot go to Brother Nxewu and say your piece and maybe cry, cry at your brother's place, or you just go, you downplay it, to say, no, you know what, I'm fine. So I just want us to conclude on the lens of mental health, because I think you're aware that suicide now is actually increased, and the number is literally men. It's people who identify as men who are committing more suicide. So I don't know what's your take, Bongani. You can say your 1 minute, then Brother Nxewu, your 1 minute, then we wrap it up, then we can call it a night.
No, thanks very much for the chief. It's I think it's a very, very important question that you're asking, because really, in life, it's all about we need to find that safe space in the sense as men, because we go through things, we go through challenges, not only women, not only females, but sometimes as a man you need someone that you can actually confide in, someone that you trust, someone that it doesn't need to be a group of people, it's someone that the trust factor comes to effect again. I think it's very important, we can say out there to say, have someone that you trust, that you can actually say when you're down as a man, when you really need a man talk, someone that when you share this with, it will stay between you and that person. Unfortunately, we live in a world where when you share something with someone, you then see it on social media. So you need such people, and I think it's very important to identify a person, not people like that, because you cannot have people that you can confide to. However, you can have a person. So I think my brother Nxewu, he's a brother that's hopefully and soon I really wish to be part of the guys or the men that will be accompanying him to his wedding, to his wife. So I know he's a guy that he's a guy that from church he wants good things and he wants to do it godly, and I know that it will happen through God's will. It will happen, but I feel that I'll be the most happiest brother when I see that happen, because I know he's not a guy that goes around playing and do this. You find him in disco and all over. But once he does that, I'll be happy, because I know even his own mother and his own family will be extremely excited and happy for him. So my brother, it's 2023 now. You're not late, but I know you've got plans. But I can't wait to see that happen. And please, when that happens, there's no pressure. When that happens, it's either it takes 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, or 1 year. It's all up to you. In life, you do not rush such a commitment. You fix your mind, you fix your focus, and you do it because you have done it, not because there is pressure behind you.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
And just to add on that, whenever there is now the cultural wedding, please do tell me in advance. I will gladly come. I'll gladly come. Especially, I'll come to that part where we are throwing the money. Yeah, that will be my part. Yes, but I know. What are your thoughts as we wrap up?
Yeah.
Same space.
Before I just answer the question, you know, Tawanda, it's like you know me. My plan for my wedding, I like traditional wedding. And I'm going to get married traditionally. Well, we know women love white wedding. Okay, it's fine. Maybe we can do that as an anniversary after 2-3 years, a big white wedding. But when I get married, guys, I'm gonna call all my brothers. I know sometimes we get 6. Me, I even have 20. I want to see all my brothers lining, wearing the traditional clothes for Zulu. So I'm definitely having a traditional wedding. That is no doubt. My wife must know that we're going to have a traditional wedding. If she wants a white wedding, yes, we can do it maybe after 2-3 years as the anniversary. But me, I'm Zulu. Yes, I'm saved, but I'm still Zulu. Zulu is my culture, so I'm definitely having a traditional wedding. And Bongani will be there. Bongani will be serving you all. Bongani will be the best man. So, yeah, going to the mental issues as men. So, and I would say men do cry. You know, us, I won't say Zulus, I would say South Africans, because I don't know about other countries. Our uncles, our fathers, our grandfathers, when they taught us or mentoring us, they mentored us in a very, very wrong way, because the way they mentor us or the teachings they gave us is breaking us today, telling us that we are men, we must be strong, so men don't cry. The results of those teachings are very, very destroying and are dangerous, because they are producing men who rape, they are producing men who abuse women and children, they are producing men who kill each other. It produces cruelty, because if I have pain and I can't spit it out to my brother or to my friend, the pain builds up, because I'm still having the teaching of my father. My father said, don't cry, you're a man, you must be strong. Yes, I am a man, but I'm a human. You see, the reason why women always get over depression, it's because they cry and they can't at each other. But me, now, I can't go to my brother Bongani, because if I cry, Bongani will say, hey, come on, bro, why are you crying now? Be a man. You see, that is wrong. So when I go to Bongani, I cry. I must cry, because I trust Bongani. I can't go cry to the world. I must cry to Bongani. I know Bongani, I'm sorry to make an example like this, but I'm not insulting. For having a friend who's like a toilet, when you go spit out your shit to the toilet doesn't expose you, but it swallows, it flush, and then it throws it to the what you call sewage. But you can't go shit on a kitchen. The kitchen will expose you, because the kitchen is a place where to cook and so the kitchen will expose you that you did something in the kitchen. So have a friend who's like a toilet, where you want to spit it out, and then he's gonna swallow it. It's gonna be between you. So guys, men cry. Men must cry so that you can take away the pain. We can't be swallowing the pain, because the pain ends up being dangerous to us, because we ending up killing. And it's very, very cruel. We ended up killing. We ended up raping. Each and every day we found men raping 15-year-olds, 10-year-olds. What is that? It's because men grow up with pain that they can't take out. Even if a man is being abused by his wife, he goes to the police station, and then they laugh at him. Say, hey, you're being abused by a wife. Hey, come on, grow up and be a man. That, you see, that even destroys a man more. So, guys, men cry, men got problems. Men need also people to talk to. Men need people to mentor. You know, we are grown, but no one grew us up. That's how we are here in South Africa. We are grown people, but no one grew us up. Why? Because we are there in the streets, we are looking, we are observing, we are seeing, we are defending, and then we are picking, hey, maybe this one is good for me, let me take it. And if we make a wrong decision, no one is telling us. We see on our own, and then we learn from our mistakes. We don't learn from our parents, but we learn from our mistakes. So this upcoming generation, I want to tell all young boys, in order for you to be men, you need to cry. Being strong doesn't mean you don't try, but being strong means you take the pain and then you take it out. You never let the pain bring you down, but you bring the pain down by taking it out to your brothers. Create this brotherhood system. Be with your friends. Take your friends. Come together as men. Because if we are together as men, we can fight all these other men who are killing, but not fighting them as a civil war, but dealing it with like men to men. You see? So I think that's very, very important. Men do cry.
Okay. Thank you, Brother No. And I don't know if we dropped Bongani, but I think to the viewers, I think you've been watching the NK1 show. Unfortunately, we couldn't take questions from the comments because this was just an intensive and direct type of conversation. It was a privilege to be here. Thank you, Brother Nxewu, for making me the host for today. I hope that you did enjoy as someone was being hosted by myself on your own show. I don't know if you got any other last words. I'm done. My name is Tawanda on the NK1 show, Brother Nxewu.
Oh, yeah. The last thing I would say to men need to come together. Men need to create that friendship. We need to create that friendship. You never go anywhere in life without relationship. I met you because of Bongani. So it's the power of relationship. If you are creating or making good relationship with people, people will always remember you when there is something good for you. Like Bongani did. Bongani shared the opportunity to me. I was the first person he shared. So I just said, you know what? I don't know what Bongani is talking about. I'm just going to take this opportunity because I trust Bongani. Bongani is not a person of scam. Bongani is not a person of all these crazy stuff. So I'm just going to accept this opportunity just because it's Bongani. So create a good relationship with everyone. Everywhere you go, create good relationship. Those people will always remember you when there's good things coming. So there's power in relationship, guys. Thank you.
Okay. So since you've done that now, but no, it's going to be fair for me to then ask Bongani to just do parting words. Bongani, what are your parting words to all the boys, the men out there who are living the brotherhood life?
Yeah, no, thanks, thanks, Chief, for that. I think it's very important that, as Brada Nxewu said, you know what, find that brother that you all have share same values, and you are able to actually it's not that you can find in, because in life you cannot be living by yourself or with yourself, but you also that's why there's a saying that says umuntu ngabantu. But sometimes you do not need a team of people, but you need that one person that you know that you trust, and that person should not or possibly will not be a person that is blood related. It can be someone that, example, undosi umvelase umthembu ucele umakai. So basically it doesn't mean good faguzo umuntu wasekhaya. So it's very important that you find brotherhood and you stick, and you'll have same value, share the same value, and you'll grow each other. That's the most important thing. But the foundation must be trust. Very important. Thank you, Bob.
Yes.
Thanks very much. I think for hosting us, Chief Brother Tawanda. Thank you very much, Chief, for honoring this wonderful interview and Brotherhood show. Thank you very much for that, my brother. You are the person that also, I would also like to say this, share the opportunity. You gave the opportunity, and when you gave me the opportunity, you also trusted me to say, okay, Bongani, I will need you because I trust you. I will need you to get people that you trust. There is an opportunity. That for me was something else, because you would have actually shared the opportunity, but not also give me the opportunity to share with people. Yeah. But I think your trust to me, it was something else, and I really appreciate the opportunity, the trust as well that you gave me. So that's why then I had to go to someone like Brada Nxewu, that I know that this guy won't let me down, because I knew that for you to trust me, I also need to get someone that I trust that won't disappoint me, because once I get disappointed by Brada Nxewu, it's also a bad reflection to you to say you can't trust this guy. You gave him a task because you trusted me, but thanks very much for the opportunity that you have given us, as much as we won't actually disclose here, but the trust as well that I also shared with Brada Nxewu. Much appreciated, Chief. And hosting this show as well, much appreciated.
Yes. So it is Tawanda on the NK1 show. No, thank you guys. Thank you. I think if there's anything that I'm taking away from this show, I think I've known you guys for now, I think it's over a year, if we're going to say it that way. And I've always loved to say, okay, Bongani and Brother Nxewu, they've got this certain vibe that they have. And it was nice, obviously. Like hosting you. Thank you, Brother Nxewu. It's not easy to bring a person like me onto the show to just say, ask us questions, because me, I ask funny questions and radical questions. But thank you for indulging in me.
Yeah.
So viewers out there, the take home things is that Brotherhood is trust-based, shared values with boundaries. Okay, I think that is the thing that we really need to understand, that there is always the issues of boundaries. Then there is an intense need for us to be our brother's keeper. Okay, let us cry when we come to your safe space. Your brotherhood, your brother is your safe space. Mental health is an issue. It's affecting men, and men, we need to be supporting other men. And why not do it within the umbrella of Brotherhood? It is I, T1 Tawanda, on the NK1 show, signing out and saying good night.
Salute.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Host. Good night, people.